Happy birthday, Science Center. Today is Science Center of 1 year. This is the first birthday of Science Center, and I thought of celebrating it because it was its first birthday, and this would be a great video. Reason for a video to post on YouTube. So I have made this happy birthday video and lots of happy birthday wishes to Science and hope it would be prosperous and all its wishes would come true. So the main thing of Science and nobody knows till now. But I have decided what would be the main aim of Science Center. So for the coming to the aim of science, first let's know what is science. The first word of science and what is science is the very main question for many of our people and many of our friends, and even in normal textbook of science and social science, we don't get a definition of what is science, which is the main question, and which one should know who is a science student, that what is science. So in this video, you will be knowing what is science and then science and aim. So what is science? I always understand science as the art of asking questions on one's observations or experimentation. Now, if you observe anything, you have to ask your question, or if you experiment something, you have to ask questions like why, how, why this happens, how this happens. That is science. If you don't have that art of asking questions, you cannot invent or discover or engineer something. So, and this definition is applicable everywhere.
Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake, the largest freshwater lake in northeast India, is also known as the floating lake for the numerous fumids or masses of vegetation it supports. The fumids float around on the lake surface due to the decay from the bottom. The floating school is located on one such small fumids or the floating island in the lake. A small hut-shaped building of the school has been constructed using local building technologies and materials like thatch and bamboos.
Like Sir Isaac Newton. Newton observed apple falling from a tree and invented or discovered gravity. And he asked questions on his observations of apple falling from a tree. And Michael Faraday experimented the magnetic effect of electric current, and then he invented his electric magnet. Then this all comes under science. So science is the art of asking questions on one's observation or experimentation. Now, nowadays world is so busy and it is so techno-savvy that we have Google at our service, that anything which we think is new to us, we directly go on Google and we find that it is already invented. So we don't get any chance to experiment or observe anything. So there is another definition of science too for this new 21st century, where everything is at our service. All information is found and is at our service. So what would be the definition? So science is a study of intellectual and physical and practical activity to discover, invent, or engineer a product. So we have to think intellectually. We have to study whatever is invented. So Newton invented gravity. So we have to think intellectually and practically um, about and study the gravity and ask ourselves questions, give a thought intellectually to gravity and give a practical thought, experiment on gravity, and then you will understand gravity better. And this study and this experiment, this intellectual thinking and practical thinking known as science. And from that science, we can discover more things in that gravity also. We can invent more things with the help of gravity, or we can engineer the idea of gravity. Now, these two definitions are the two ways of science. Now, these two ways, how can we combine? How can we combine these two ways? So these two ways can be combined in one sentence. There would be another definition. And this would be one of the special and the last definition of science and the latest definition. Science is the art of asking questions intellectually and practically to study one's discoveries and inventions. So it is the art of asking questions intellectually and practically on one's discovery. Now, on one's word comes that it can be our own discovery or invention or someone else's discovery or invention. And we have to ask questions intellectually and practically on that discovery or invention. So this is the so science is the art. Now you are saying that science is nothing but physics, chemistry, biology, or data science. Everything comes in that. But you would have heard a subject named as social science.
So, the third mysterious and exciting place, which is really inhabitable but flourishing with life, there the mysterious island known as Snake Island, Brazil. It's so dangerous to set foot there that Brazil has made it illegal for anyone to visit. The danger on the island comes in the form of a golden lancehead snakes, a species of pit viper and one of the deadliest serpents in the world. The snakes became trapped on the island when rising sea levels covered up the land that connected it to the mainland.
Now, have you ever thought that is social science also a branch of science? Yes, it is. So, by this science is divided into three main categories. If you, any teacher would ask you what are the main branches of science, you would name them as physics, chemistry, biology. It is wrong. They are the subcategories of the science. The main three categories of the science are natural science, social science, and formal science. So natural science has categories now which are physics, chemistry, biology. Natural science is the core part of science. Without it, all processes would be stopped. Like all the matter and energy is dependent upon physics. All the reactions of matter are studied under chemistry, and all the life processes in our body or in animals or in plants or in microorganisms are studied under biology. Now, in social science comes our history, geography, law, or even your any social activities or environmental science, which we term it as EVS, environmental science, also comes under social science. Now, the formal science is really very amazing. We have heard your hardest subject. Some will know that, some will tell that my favorite subject is science. Even my favorite subject is science. But you would be surprised to know that science, under the science, there is one subcategory known as math. So math is the subcategory of science, and math comes under formal science. So there are many subcategories of formal science known as math or artificial intelligence, and your data sciences, computer science also comes under formal science. So these three main categories are of science. Now, all this is about science. We have learned what is science. Now, what is the aim of science? Science is everywhere around us. Even in this PCB, building this whole PCB, the motherboard of the computer, there is science, computer science coming. There is a ballpoint pen, basic science coming in it. There is a book, the natural science, physics of the book, or the chemical properties of the book, and the tree which is cut from it. So that tree comes under biology. So this book is also coming under science, manufacturing of the book.
So, coming to our second exciting place, Darwaza Crater, Turkmenistan, or commonly known as Gateway to the Hell. The engineers set up a drilling rig and operations to assess the quantity of oil available at the site. Soon after, the preliminary survey found a natural gas pocket. The ground beneath the drilling rig and camp collapsed into a wide crater, and the rig was buried with no casualties. Expecting dangers, releases of poisonous gases from the cavern into nearby towns, the engineers considered it advisable to burn the gas off. It was estimated that the gas would burn out within a few weeks, but it has instead continued to burn for 50 years and is expected to keep on burning. So, we are
And I'm recording the video on my PC. So that PC also is made up of science. It is based on science. So everything, our whole universe is also based on science. So we are also made up of science. So everything here is made up of science. Now to understand this in a better way, to get knowledge bit by bit, we cannot take the whole science. We cannot take AI, math, biology, physics, and chemistry in one bite and swallow it, and our stomach will pain and we will cause indigestion. So we don't want that. We want it to be in a fun way. So science hence takes the knowledge. It doesn't invent knowledge. There are other people out there on YouTube who invent the knowledge and give it to you. We don't invent knowledge. We take knowledge from many sources, like we take knowledge from physics, we take knowledge from biology, we take knowledge from chemistry, we combine that, and one source is found, and that source we take, and that source we eat, and convert it into simpler form and give it to you. So science is the process of simplifying the compound of that science. So I'm using very scientific terms because it is science. So we have to simplify everything. And that's the work of science. And the aim of science is to make understand science to everybody. Because as we know that science has math under it, science has history under it, and science also has linguistics under it. Linguistics is the study of language. So it has, so your English will come under science, your math will come under science, your history will come under science. So these all three will come under science. That means everything in your academic comes under science. So that's the work of science. It will simplify everything. Once you see any science video, you will get everything in that chapter. only one video, give 20 minutes for the science and channel, every day 20 minutes, or not every day. Give 1 week, in a 1 week, only 20 minutes, you will understand your whole chapter of science. So now there is online sessions and students are getting attached.
Now on the last stage, the first, the first exciting place, horrible place, which very negligible creatures live in that lake Netron, located in northern Tanzania. It reaches the temperatures of 120 degree Fahrenheit. It's covered in a red salt crust and has a skin melting pH level as high as 10.5, making it pretty unsuitable for living creatures. It's still a breeding ground for hundreds of thousands of lesser flamingos, despite the high alkaline state of the striking red waters. So,
YouTube to try to search memes and jokes or any not so productive videos. Do search these videos, do search electronic videos, and I do not recommend only to search science. I do recommend to check about the Peekaboo Kids videos, the Drone Bot Workshop videos, the BD Electro Tech videos, and many more videos are there, right side videos. You can check any of those videos. So you are so now I told you these four channels, many channels there are on YouTube. So I also check on those channels, take the content, simplify those content, and give it to you. So this is the work of science, and the main aim of science is to do this. That's it for this video. It's a long time, and good job. And the main job for this video was for Bday wishes of science, and the intro video which you saw before my explanations. That video was made by Renderforest.com, and if you want, there is a link in the description below of Renderforest.com. Do visit that, and you can make your logos, your intro videos. So Renderforest.com is a very great website. Do visit that. Thanks for watching.